Hey guys, today I'm coming at you with a little bit of a more serious topic, and I'm going to be opening up about my life, my struggles, my journey with type 1 diabetes. Now, I wanted to shed some light on type 1 diabetes because I feel like it's not talked about a lot, especially juvenile type 1 diabetes. I just want to sort of be an advocate for that. I'll leave the link to JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, if you want to donate, help the cause. You can help somebody in future generations or even now be cured. Now, diabetes has been a really tough topic in my life. And for a long time, even today, I struggle with my journey with diabetes and how I feel about it. Now, I was diagnosed in 2008. I was 5 at the time. So I've been dealing with this for around 9 years, 10 maybe. And it's been really tough for me. It's definitely left a impact on my life. It's matured me a lot more than most kids would be. Now, I'm still love to be happy, I love to be positive and everything, but sometimes diabetes, I feel like, almost takes that away from me. Now, I don't want you to feel sorry for me, it's something that I deal with, and I know I'm gonna have to deal with, and I'm honestly glad that it's impacted my life that the way that it has. But it's just something that's a little bit difficult for me to talk about, but I think it definitely needs to be shed some light on. So, yeah, I know. Let's just start from the beginning. Now, when I was first diagnosed, obviously my parents were the main ones doing stuff for me. I wasn't old enough yet to deal with all of my stuff, my injections, my testing my blood sugar every day. Now, I had an amazing nurse at my elementary school. To this day, she's impacted my life in the greatest way possible. She made me feel normal, and that's a thing that a lot of diabetics go through. And normality is a thing that you crave. You want to be like those kids that, a lot of kids take for granted that, oh, I'm just going to eat this and I'm not going to think about it. Now, with diabetics, type 1 diabetics, we have to, calculate carbs for everything that we eat. We have to check our sugars. We have to do our injections before we're even able to eat. Now, even at that time, I struggled with that, about the concept of, oh, they get to eat and I don't get to yet. I have to do this. Especially at lunch was the biggest time that it would impact me. So I felt really bad for a little bit. But that nurse, she made me feel great about myself, and she helped me gaining independence on dealing with my disease and knowing myself, knowing when I was low, what my procedures were, what I needed to do. And she was on top of me. She hounded me for quite some time. But I think that really shaped up to be a good thing in the long run. Now, as we get into middle school and intermediate school is when it really started hitting me. And it was a thing that I always had to tell people, right? Because I wanted them to know, hey, if something happens, this is what you do, if we were close friends. But I started getting these pity things, or when we would be at parties, they'd be like, hey, you can't eat that, right? That has a lot of sugar. And it just made me feel different. It made me feel like I wasn't a part of the normal kids. And honestly, it sometimes really hurt me. It made me feel not normal. It made me feel like a weird kid. And that's something that is not a good feeling. I don't know if y'all felt it, but if you're excluded from a group, that's almost what it felt like to me. Diabetes felt like this huge monster, this huge burden in my life. I hated it for the longest time. And this is where I started doing something that I advise no type 1 diabetic to ever do. Please, your safety, your health is the first thing for you. Please don't ever do this. But I started, missing injections, not doing my sugars like I was supposed to. And my mom and dad had a lot of trust in me. And they trusted me a lot to do this stuff because, I've had it for years. They trusted me enough to do it and be on top of it. And they found out, and I was in bad shape. I went into DKA, and I don't know if y'all know what that is. That's diabetic ketoacidosis, and it's a very serious condition that you're in. You can lose your life that quick to that. And it was just horrible. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I just craved wanting to be normal. I wanted to be a normal kid, as everybody does. Even if you're a nerd or something, you want to be a regular kid. And to me, that was my way. If I just ignored diabetes, it wasn't there. I just wanted one day where I didn't have to think about having diabetes. And, I would never recommend to do that. It's a horrible thing. You can definitely have some health complications due to it. But I just wasn't thinking about it at the time. Now, I saw a therapist for a while, and we had agreed that, it was time. I was doing a lot better with how to deal with situations like that. I stopped almost, because I used to stress eat a lot, or emotional eating. I would just eat when I was sad or eat when I was mad, and I wouldn't dose myself. So we worked on that a lot together and sort of got into my mind and the mentality of what diabetes is. Now, I started feeling a lot better. But as middle school started to end, a lot of things in my life were not going the way that I wanted. I was feeling sad all the time. I was feeling mad. I wouldn't do my schoolwork. Like, it was just a horrible time for me in general. Now, I started slipping back into those habits, but I caught myself real quick and stopped because I thought about what she said. I don't want to end up dead. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. If something happens, I could end up dead. And I couldn't imagine what that would do to people. And not even that, but just for myself. I want to see where life takes me. I want to enjoy all these things that people enjoy in their lifetime. So, as high school was hitting, I was feeling a lot better. And this year I've gained a lot of new friends. I was just feeling optimistic about life. I was really happy. And I hit a bit of a patch where my schoolwork was just killing me. Guard was becoming, I'm in color guard, so color guard was becoming, a really big source of stress. And just everything combined, I started slipping back into my habits. And they found out again. And I'm still working on it right now. Like right now, it was very recent, so I'm trying to work on everything. I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to work on my diabetes because I know I have a long road ahead. And I just want to be healthy. I want to live life. I want to be happy. And I know that I'm different. And honestly, at this point, I feel like it shaped me to be a better person, I just sort of want to vlog where I'm at right now at this moment about my diabetes. And maybe later on I can look back at this and see how I was feeling at the time. And to all my type 1 diabetics out there, I know you're not alone, okay? We're all in this together. We're trying. I know how cliche that sounds, but we're dealing with this. And as much as I want to had something that took it away right now, we're going to have to deal with this for a good portion until there's a cure. So I just want you to know, you all aren't alone. And to my people that are watching that aren't type 1 diabetics, please understand what we're going through, and please don't forget about us. If you could even spread awareness or anything, if you can't donate, just, remember this and apply some of the lessons even from my life into your life. You may not have the same illness as me, or you may not have an illness at all, but just try and keep yourself happy, do stuff for you. So, yeah, that's the end of my video. I know it got really serious. If I may be posting a story time about the first time I was diagnosed, just so y'all can sort of understand what was happening at that time. But thanks for watching the video, and the links to JDRF, like I said before, are in the description box. Bye.